This is the third time I've done this video, and I've just had countless audio issues. Hi guys, how's it going? Here's something you didn't think you were going to be hearing this week. Russia has used a quote from Jeremy Clarkson, where he joked about the UK resorting to cannibalism, because we're all poor now, to spread propaganda within their country. I woke up to that. You might have seen Jeremy's recent tweet joking about if you get really hungry, you'll want to eat your neighbour. Well, he wrote a whole column about this too. You can read it, by the way, by clicking the link in the description. But the specific part that a Russian news outlet has used read as follows. Politicians say they are monitoring the situation, which means they aren't doing anything at all, but one day they will have to, because while people can live without heat or clothing or even sex, they cannot live without food. Hunger makes people eat their neighbours. This jokey paragraph was translated into the following headline. Now, get this. Cold, hunger, cannibalism, London fell into its own Ukrainian pit. This comes from a Russian media outlet. I'm going to put the name here because I don't know how to pronounce it. And this is an outlet that promises to publish only facts. Of course, when your outlet is owned by Konstantin Malofeev, a Russian who backs Vladimir Putin, they may have to take this with a tiny pinch of salt. They've published an article saying that journalists begin to say terrible things aloud, reminding them of the risk of cannibalism. It reads, "Things are not going well in the UK. While politicians are playing into the Ukrainian crisis, their own population is preparing for starvation. Europe is seeing an explosion in prices, and politicians are talking about the threat of mass starvation. In some cities of Britain, a state of emergency is introduced." In some cities of Britain, a state of emergency is introduced due to food shortages. There's no food shortage. Proof. My round, fat, happy face. Now it must be said that, of course, the war and certain other factors are driving costs upwards. Fuel is getting more expensive everywhere in the world, and this is increasing costs across the board. We're all having to tighten our belts a bit and cut down on costs, but there is no preparing for starvation. A Russian blockade around Ukraine's seas are stopping the country from exporting grain, and with them being one of the largest grain exporters in the world, this is obviously having a knock-on effect. The EU and UK are in fact now accusing Russia of using food as a weapon. Now, I'm not going to bog down in politics, this isn't a politics channel, so I won't go on much more about it, but nonetheless it's something we don't see that often. Jeremy Clarkson being quoted by a Russian news outlet, and I had to give you guys a little bit of backstory in case you didn't know. Jeremy is yet to comment on this, but instead he did comment on the Monaco Grand Prix that took place over the weekend, calling it a shit show, arguing that if rain was really too dangerous for F1, then maybe they should rethink the whole racing bit of the sport altogether. If you didn't see the Monaco Grand Prix, it was pushed back by about 30 to 40 minutes because it started raining, and instead of using tyres that were designed for wet conditions, wet tyres, they decided to push it back. Fans on Twitter were keen to give their opinions on how stupid it was. If we actually started the race at the right time, I think we could have got some really good racing, especially for the first 30-40 minutes of the race before the track started to dry up. But instead we didn't, and while we did get some great racing from Pierre Gasly, overall it wasn't a great race. Of course, we're kind of used to this. Monaco recently hasn't been an interesting race because of the large size of the cars and the weight of the cars, but the rain could have made it something really special, and I'm a little disappointed that the race didn't go ahead at the right time. I'm sure fans were calling for Michael Massey to come back. I'm sure Red Bull was. Eventually, Jeremy Clarkson did admit that it was an exciting race. Not sure what race he was watching, but personally I do believe that Checo deserved that win, although I do feel at the same time very sorry for Charles Leclerc, who equally deserved that win. He's not getting good luck at the Monaco Grand Prix. But if you want to stay up to date with F1 and Jeremy Clarkson's run-in with the Russians, then go to grandtournation.com. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and comment down below what you thought of the Monaco Grand Prix. Do you agree with Jeremy Clarkson? Did you think it was an exciting race? Or did you think it was exciting for Monaco? Because actually, I think it probably was a more exciting Monaco race. Let me know what you think. I'm interested to see. Until then, like, subscribe, all that stuff. See you on grandtournation.com.